Jai Gurudev. Jai Masters. Major step in spirituality is when you take a look and notice, are you asking for more? Or are you grateful for what you have? You just watch your mind. You watch its talk. You watch your emotions. You watch your interactions. And you notice, are you on a regular basis more noticing, talking about the gratitude, the gratefulness for what you've been given? Or is there a constant chatter in there about what you don't have, what you didn't like, what you don't like, what you want to happen? And if you're like almost every other human being, you're going to find out that what's going on in there is the latter. It is a constant state of judging, liking, disliking, wanting, needing, desiring, fearing. It's just basically what it's saying is, I'm not okay, and there are things I need to happen or not happen to make me better. That is the state of a human being. What it is that it's saying you want or don't want, that's not the point. That's just a place to get caught. The question is what's going on a state of, I am not okay in here, and I need things to be a certain way or not be a certain way in order to be better. That's a whole universe. Needs, wants, preferences, desires, hopes, dreams. That's one side of what can be going on. The other side is that at all times, when you look around you, you see how amazing it is that it even exists. If you go to Mars, there's no life. You brought it with you. Even at the microbe level, we haven't found an amoeba. We haven't found anything on other planets. Here, I wonder where you see life. How about everywhere? The grass, the trees, people, animals, worms, amoebas. There's just life everywhere. And you look at it and you realize it doesn't have to be that way. It can be like Mars everywhere. But it's not. And you get to live in a place that there's colors and shapes and sounds and birds, and there's so many things. I'd be here forever talking about them. And that's how you look at it. You don't have to make yourself look at it that way. It's how it is. And I always talk about your body. Come closer to home. Your body's, it's incomprehensible what it is. You did not give yourself that body. You did not make that body. You can ruin it. You're welcome to. But it is an amazing system. Every single bit of it's an amazing robot, an amazing system. You in there, you don't live on this plane. You're pure consciousness. If you're going to enjoy and interact with the physical plane, you have to have a vehicle for doing so. It's just like a robot, like we sent up to Mars, but yours is a little more sophisticated. The one on Mars, if it gets broken, it doesn't know how to fix itself. Yours is phenomenal. It's unbelievable. Who made this? There's an entire system inside that heals, that digests, that reproduces, that allows muscular movements and skeletal structures. And you're not doing any of that. It all happens by itself. How do you not feel gratitude? How do you not overwhelmingly, anytime you look at your body, anytime, look, your body gets older. Some people's bodies have been around 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 years. That's a very long time. Your cars don't last that long, not even close, nor do the robots. And it's just a gift that was given to you, just like the whole planet, just like everything around you. Everything. You will get to a point in your growth where the fact that you have a mind blows your mind. Nobody said you had to have a mind. Who gave you a mind? What gave you the ability to think? What gave you the ability to reason? What gave you the ability to create? You didn't do that. You wouldn't know how to do that. You're the recipient of that. And the same thing with your emotions. You have all these amazing love and gratitude and fear and everything, all these emotions. My view of the emotions, I realized a long time ago, is they are like the score in a movie, the music track. If you play a movie without that track, without the score, it's so boring. It's so dead. It has no oomph or richness to it. But because that music plays in the background, suspense or love or happiness or sadness, it gives richness to the movie. You have that going on inside of you. You have a score that the heart plays, that the emotions create this amazing experience of richness and depth. A being who's awake, that's how they look at their life. That's naturally what happens. If they have an emotion come up, they're amazed. What is that? Doesn't matter if it's a good one or a bad one. If somebody's playing the piano and they play a happy Rites of Spring or orchestra song, or they play a sadder thing, it's just amazing how it affects you. It's beautiful. It's the same thing with your emotions. A high being is a being who lives in gratitude. They live in gratitude. Are there things that happen that aren't the way they would like them to be? Of course there are. But that's not the fault of what's happening. That's their fault for having a way they want it to be. Who gave you the right to drop down into this amazing planet with all of these things going on automatically, including your body, your mind, your every single thing, and instead of appreciating and being blown away that it exists, you decide to make up how you want it to be and feel you have the right to do that. So this is that separation. If you look at yourself, at your mind and your emotions, your heart and your mind, do you see that they are constantly saying how you want it to be and how you don't want it to be, and getting upset if things are not the way you want them to be or they are the way you don't want them to be? Then you have to figure out what to do about it, and then you have to figure out everything, which is how all humans are. But there's an exception. There are exceptional human beings. They're great beings. They're not doing that. They're awake enough to be so blown away by the existence of things. Why is there a flower? Nobody said there had to be flowers, but there's all these flowers. Why are there mountains? Why are there rivers? Why is there an ocean? Why are there fish? You didn't do any of it. So a wise being has awakened to the point that gratitude takes over desire and need. That's all. They've trained themselves to look at things in a way that they feel appreciative, always, no matter what. And that they don't play the game of, I'll be okay if things are this way, and I won't be okay if things are that way. That's a terrible thing to tell your mind. Your mind is highly impressionable. If you tell your mind that you can only be okay if this or that happens, that's the way it will be. If you tell your mind you'll be terrible and totally broken for the rest of your life if such and such happens, then that's the way it will be. Because your mind is programmable. Just like the program you put in a computer, the computer behaves that way. You put a program in your mind creates a veil through which you look, and that's how you see the world. So a wise person wakes up and says, why am I doing that? Why am I doing that? I don't have to have things a certain way for me to be okay. I can be okay with the way things are. And then you start with, it's not even good enough to be okay. I can be grateful. I can be grateful. If you're dealing with someone who is not pleasant and you're not enjoying the experience, instead of judging it and wanting out and getting all upset, why don't you be appreciative that you can actually even know the person's there and can understand what they said, that your mind is smart enough, and you just start to develop this constant sense of appreciation. So a wise person wakes up and says, if it's Thanksgiving, that's what I should be doing. And it's always Thanksgiving. Every moment, I should be appreciative that the universe exists and that I get to exist on this beautiful, amazing planet with all these other people and animals and experiences, and I'm appreciative. That's all. That's your starting place. You wake up in the morning, your days are very simple. You wake up in the morning and you realize you don't know how you fell asleep, you don't know where the dreams came from, and you don't know why you woke up. because you're still there. So you're grateful that you woke up. If an alarm clock wakes you up or music wakes you up, you're grateful. You're grateful that that happened. It's an experience you got to have. You needed to get up, and somehow there's this thing called an alarm clock, and you're just grateful. Then you get out of bed, and you go do your morning things. Isn't it fun? And so you go there, and then you take a shower. Do you know what it used to take for someone to bathe? They used to have to sit in a wash bin, and they sit down, and somebody else would have to heat up some water into an urn or a vase, and they bring it over and pour it on top of your head. That's how you wash yourself, all right? Or you got into a freezing river. You go there and you hit a little lever, and this very nice hot water comes out of something over your head. It makes it rain inside this little box. Are you grateful? Do you appreciate that? How did the water get hot? How did it get delivered? Where did the little box come from that you go in there? How can it have you just push a little lever? Brings people back from the old days. It would blow them away. You push this lever and beautiful warm water comes out over your head. Are you thankful? Are you appreciative? Or are you so lost in the mental world of what I want and what I don't want that that's what you're thinking about all the time? I started asking you, which are you? Do you have a mind that's always telling you the things that I'm telling you? That's what it says all the time. Oh, look, the water still works. There are times the water doesn't work. The power's out, this or that. You complain about that. It's terrible. I take a cold shower. I don't have any water. How about every day that it's there? Do you get all excited? Do you say, wow, this is neat. There's water. Look, it worked today. I can push the lever and get all excited. That made your day. It made my day. If you can't take a shower and it doesn't work, it ruins your day. Why does it not make your day the other time? I'm trying to show you what it means to live a life of gratitude. Then you go and then you get food. What people used to have to do to get food? Oh, my God. You're just sitting there, refrigerated, you put it in a toaster and you put it in a pan, and it's like, whoa. You know how hard it was to make fire before? Try something. Rub your sticks together, okay? And you don't even do anything. You don't even light a match. Just turn a little dial. Are you appreciative? Are you paying attention? This is what it means to work with yourself. Then you go there, you eat, you do your thing. You need to call somebody. Where'd you get a phone? What is a phone? You got to shout really loud. The person's in California. Hello. No, you don't do anything. Just imagine if you didn't have that. You would really not be in good shape. You couldn't communicate that way. But are you appreciative that you can? You get these little texts, beep, 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 everything. Keep up with the whole world. Are you grateful? No, too many texts. I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to deal with this. There's no gratitude. There's a constant state of complaining. There's a constant state of, I have a way I want things to be, and they are not that way. Instead of a constant state of, it's amazing that things even exist. It's amazing that I'm given all of this. I don't deserve all this. My favorite, as I told you once before, you get in your car to go to work. You left the right amount of time to drive to work. You turn your ignition, and it doesn't start. How you doing? Oh, my God, I can't go to work. This is ridiculous. What's happening? What's wrong with the car? Fine. Have a problem. Let it ruin your day. I want to know this. How many times you get inside that car and you turn that thing and it just starts right up? Did it make your day? Did you feel appreciative? Did it blow your mind? I was a mechanic early in my life. I know what it takes to turn that little dial and have that whole mechanism of an internal combustion engine, and to have all that happen, and then the thing to start, and for you to be able to drive. The fact that that car started, that took a lot of people to make it that way and make it good enough so that it lasts for years. That's tremendous effort and energy and all the knowledge that went into it. Do you have appreciation? And you go through your day. You go to work. That's pretty amazing. You have work to do. It challenges you. You can use your mind. You can use your heart. You can use your body. Whatever work you do. You're not bored. You get to do something. And you get to do it, and they actually pay you. And you can have things. Wow. It's not that you don't get to have things. You have the ability to have things. They're given to you. But I want more. I don't have enough money. A lot of people think they don't have enough money. Like almost everybody. It's hilarious. Almost everybody thinks they need more money. I need a raise. I need more money. I need this. I need that. As opposed to if you are a yogi or a yogini, you go to work because God gave you work to do. You're grateful to do it. It's like paying back. It's a way that you can offer thanks. It's a way of saying thank you. That's what your Dharma is. A way of saying thank you for all that you're given constantly. But the mind won't do that, because the mind says, I'm not giving anything. I don't get what I want. I wanted her to like me, and I wanted this new house, and it fell through, and I wanted this. That's all it thinks about, is what it doesn't get, or it had to get what it doesn't want, all these trials and tribulations. There's nothing. There's just giving. The universe is giving to you constantly, overtly, every level. It's incomprehensible if you dare to look at it. And then you're given work to do, which, one, it's good for you. It's healthy. It's good to work. You get to express yourself, get to interact with other people. And the main thing is you get to give something back. That's what your work is. The ability to give something back, to say thank you to the universe, which gives you everything, including the ability to give something back. That's how you look at it. And then you come home and you're amazed that you have a home to come home to. And you have quiet or another person. It doesn't matter. You get to have a life. It's given to you. It's not like get a life. It's appreciate the fact that you were given life. And then all these things happen to you. And then eventually you go to bed and you just say, thank you. What an exciting day. And you feel gratitude and you fall asleep and you wake up in the morning. And guess what? You don't do it again. You get to have a totally different day. I don't care whether you go to the same job. It's different. I don't care whether you eat the same thing. It's different. It's just amazing. You get all this variety for all the years that you're alive. You get all these gifts. How many gifts are you given? And so, again, I'm going to come back to where I started. There are two lives to live. One in which if you are in there, because your consciousness, you're in there, you notice that your mind and your heart are very busy having a bad case of the wants. That they want things to be a certain way. They like certain things and don't like certain things. And they honestly believe that the purpose of their life is to get things the way they want. In other words, instead of saying thank you, give the present back to your parents and say, go change it. I want it to be this color. I told you I want it to be that color. Go on. Don't come back here till you did it. That's what you're going to say to life that's giving you all this. I don't care how much you give me. I have the way I want it to be, and I'm going to fight with you and everybody else to get it my way and complain vehemently when I don't get it my way. Or do you finally get to the point that you realize you're sitting on a little planet spinning in the middle of nowheres, yet it's all given to you, and feel appreciation every single second for what's given to you? Doesn't mean you don't enjoy it. You enjoy it because God gave it to you. You enjoy it because that's what your Dharma is. That's what's meant for you. You appreciate it. There is no complaining. There's no desiring. There's no fearing. There's just appreciation that it even exists, and I get to interact with it. And then you do your best to give yourself to it as an act of service. You live that. And you know what service is also? How I say thank you. It's very easy to say something. It's in your actions that you really are showing something. So when you're willing to get up and you're willing to serve, another thing, a way of saying thank you to God, at a minimum, is to appreciate what's given to you. It's given to you constantly. And so you say thank you. You're always saying thank you. A spiritual being is always saying thank you and is always appreciative. Everyone has the ability to live this. It's just a question of the state of your mind. Your mind is yours. You trained your mind to be the way it is. So your entire spiritual path is to let every day be a day of thanksgiving. You do it by every second realizing that whatever you're seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, smelling, feeling, whatever it is, you didn't make it. You didn't make the senses that let you experience it. You didn't make the mind. You didn't make the heart. You didn't make anything. It's all being given to you. And your consciousness is clear enough to where every moment you are aware that that's your situation. There's no getting lost in what I want and what I don't want and what I like and what I don't like, or feelings of the heart. There's just this constant state of, wow, wow, am I grateful? Wow, thank you. Wow, is this neat? Wow, is this far out? And that's how you worship God. You worship God through gratitude, through appreciation. Work on these things. Jai Gurudev.